The crown was your destiny. The throne was yours. This video does not convey a conventional message. It serves as a mental memory of all the times you were neglected. Every time, you were silenced. Every time you walked alone, there was a reason. You were prepared to grasp what is yours. Because you are not the average person. You are the chosen one. You may not have been born as a king, but you were born into a kingdom. The purity of your heart, the purity of your intentions, your fortitude in facing the gloom. All of this was to prepare you for your divine birthright. No throne means no reward. It was your spiritual birthright. This film will demonstrate how the shackles that had held you back for years were broken. You will feel the universe make way to you as you ascend to your rightful position. This is not an ascent. This is a return. This time, you hold your head high. Your spirit is strong. Your energy level is appropriate for a king. So post in the comments right now and remind yourself that drama is all around you, with people wanting to stir the pot. Push your limits and disrupt your inner peace. You are no longer tempted by the noise. You have attained a state of heavenly silence, untouched by the commotion around you. They tried to annoy you, but they couldn't disturb the peace. You learned that what seems to be the end of the world is in fact the universe responding to your advancement. Your spirit no longer adheres to the old rules of chaos. Rather than avoiding drama, you've perfected the technique of defusing it with each new challenge. You remain unfazed. The masks of others around you are starting to crumble under the power of your energy. They may continue to stir the pot all they want, but you've stopped giving them the required fuel. Most importantly, this is driving them mad. What you're experiencing is not an accident. It is a direct result of your spiritual growth. You've developed beyond the energy tie that formerly bound you to the chaos. Those who previously benefited from your confusion now have no access to the version of you they formerly controlled. This is not a coincidence. It is divine rule in motion. Your new alignment brings previously unresolved energy to the surface. Rather of recuperating, these people are responding. That change in you has become a threat to their present circumstances, a reminder of the job they are avoiding. You're pressing for clarification, which highlights their confusion. They can no longer reach you in the same way they used to. In desperation, they make havoc, hoping to see whether you'll fall for their old tricks. What they don't comprehend is that they no longer want your peace. They want your vigor, your reaction and participation, like a big river, forging a new route across time. Stone, your life is on a transformative journey that no longer takes the same old, predictable paths. You are a living example of divine rebirth, a chosen one who has emerged from the shadows of deceit, confusion, and emotional torment that formerly governed your existence. The drama occurring around you is not your fate. It is the last, desperate gasp of outmoded energies trying to cling to a history that no longer serves them. You remember when you felt compelled to explain every decision in order to defend your actions and choices. To those who attempted to control you, back then, every word you spoke and every wall you built depleted your inner calm reservoir, permitting even more intrusion into your spiritual shelter. However, you have now come to understand a deeper truth. Silence may be the most audible statement of strength, and stillness may be the most powerful act of resistance against upheaval. Your new path is paved with information obtained from comprehension. You no longer own anybody. An explanation for the change taking place within you. What others call ego or coldness is just spiritual discernment, a finely honed clarity that renders you impenetrable to the powers that have previously exploited your flaws. You're caught in a cycle of overreaction and self-doubt, providing ammunition to those who counted on your expected replies. However, you have now become a mystery to those very systems. You are unreadable, a soothing beacon that dispels the chaos they have previously produced. This metamorphosis, this astounding progress, is the result of a profound inward transformation. You've risen above the fray, leaving behind a version of yourself that is ready to put up with dishonesty, uncertainty, and relentless emotional abuse. If you are feeling an abundance of divine love in your heart, now is the time to share it. To help spread God's blessings, click the super thank you button on YouTube and donate $10 or more. This great gift will touch not just your life, but the lives of many others via this platform. Each of you plays a unique part in God's grand plan, and your generosity will be the answer to our prayers. Act now. Share your advantages to honor His kingdom. In God's loving hands, you were designed to do much greater things. May God bless you. As the old energies dissipate into the ether, they reveal their last unsuccessful attempts to entice you back into their dominion, where chaos reigned and deceit was the norm. Their skills may remain unchanged, but you have grown beyond their influence. Every defensive reaction you've ever had, every word of reasoning you had previously given, but it is now seen as a pricey moment. A moment that depleted your vitality and caused further instability. Instead, you've accepted calm, a deep quietness that no longer brings chaos to the world. The same institutions that depended on your predictability before are now bewildered by the wall of calm you've built around your spirit. Your transformation has not gone unnoticed. It irritates those who depend on the current order, those who thrived on the anticipated drama of your past. They refer to your growing power as hubris. They refer to your silence as indifference. They fail to see that you have just learned to save your energy via age-old wisdom. Your discernment is not a hindrance, but rather a mirror of the divine understanding that now directs your every move. You have grown resistant to control-based performances, and those who tried to rule you before are terrified. They struggle to retain hold of what is passing through their fingers. They once had access to a version of you that is now as distant as a forgotten memory. If you sense God's presence, click the join button below to be among the first to hear the most important revelations. This development is a natural byproduct of aligning with greater truths. The stormy drama that once fascinated you has faded into the ashes of old, active contracts. Relics from a time when manipulation was frequent in human relationships. Today, you have regained your sovereignty, and the universe has reacted by closing the portals that formerly allowed encroachment into your sacred territory. The powers that formerly sought to bind you have recoiled in the face of your clarity. They are unable to appreciate the scope of your transition. They are left with a sharp realization of their own insignificance. They have become relics. Their influence is waning as a new order of spiritual discernment arises in this golden time. You no longer treat the drama as if it were a game. Instead, you stand out, a silent defender of your inner peace. The chaos that once compelled you to react now bounces harmlessly from the barrier you've built around your soul. Your silence does not imply a retreat. It conveys a deep lesson about self-mastery. It lets the world know that you are no longer vulnerable to the petty manipulations and emotional dramas that threaten to consume you. Every challenge, every attempt to elicit a reaction now serves just to deepen your inner shelter. Your energy is no longer a commodity to be extracted. It is a treasure that you will preserve with unwavering determination. Your journey unfolds with heavenly precision. Every action you do is monitored. Every decision is deliberate as you break free from old habits and embrace a new reality. The drama around you, which was once so strong, has now been reduced to nothing more than the remnants of energies that no longer serve you. They are the last remains of a bygone period, a history that passionately preserves the memory of a version of oneself that no longer exists. You have approached your truth with the confidence of someone who has been refined by the fires of experience and tempered by the understanding of divine harmony. For others who previously depended on the normal ebb and flow of your emotional responses, your transition is a revelation, as they see, potentially for the first time, the undeniable power of a spirit that has risen beyond manipulation and turmoil. Your calm, unflinching silence has become a mirror, reflecting the truth back to them. They are revealing their own limitations and weaknesses in your presence. They are forced to confront the truth about themselves, which they have long sought to disguise under layers of drama and phony tales. And as they grapple with this terrible reality, they grow more alienated, unable to re-establish the old dynamics that once allowed them to feel and control. Your journey to this heavenly calm has not been easy. It has been marked by hard work, deep reflection, and countless moments when you had to choose quiet over chaos. However, every sacrifice and difficulty has led you to this unpleasant clarity. The energy that once swirled about you in a cyclone of drama has been transformed into a continuous, uncompromising strength emanating from inside. This was not the result of chance or coincidence. It is the natural effect of adhering to the highest principles and letting the divine guide you. In this new stage of your life, you are uninterested by the trivial activities of those who doggedly follow outdated customs. You don't need their permission, and you don't want to get drawn into their web of distractions. Instead, you go on with a sense of purpose that is both energizing and liberating. Your energy now embodies the power of a renewed spirit, a spirit free of the burden of prior distortions, capable of realizing its full divine potential. The world may still be loud and chaotic, but you have learned to navigate it with the grace and wisdom of someone who has a deep connection to the source of all strength. There will always be some who want to interrupt your peace and trigger a reaction from deep inside you. They may attempt to reignite old behaviors and stoke the flames of enmity. However, you've realized that actual power is found in the ability to let go. You refuse to become involved in ancient battles. You understand that every second spent reacting to the chaos is a minute taken away from your own personal growth path. Instead, you believe that your path is divinely ordained, leading to a higher purpose and a better knowledge of who you are. As you proceed along this sacred path, bear in mind that the turmoil around you is nothing more than a remnant from another era. It's the last gasp of energies that have long since lost their grip on you. You have resolved to rise above the noise, reclaim your space, and live in perfect harmony. By doing so, you have become a source of hope and inspiration for those who are still seeking for a way out of the chaos. Your silence, your quietness, is not a retreat, but rather a strong declaration that you are here to build something eternal, something that surpasses the transient character of earthly drama. Dear brothers and sisters, may God's peace be upon you today. I am here to remind you of a basic reality. Our existence is founded on God's divine purpose and is not influenced by earthly concerns. According to the Bible, whatever done with faith will be repaid to God with tremendous blessings. Luke, like a big oak tree, our roots are deeply anchored in God's universal truth. His might protects every step and posture we take. You now have the opportunity to be a part of that gift. When you use the super thank you button to donate $10, this activity will bring you 100-fold in plenty. Allow the world to see the strength of your silence, the clarity of your spirit, and the unwavering determination that has defined you. You gained power and altered the rules of engagement. You will no longer be duped or the target of emotional bait. Instead, you've taken charge of your own destiny, becoming a peacemaker and a living example of divine alignment's transformative power. So be strong in your silence and let the world to see the beauty of your true self. You are not defined by the turbulence that once consumed you. You are defined by the profound understanding that has come from inside. And as you continue to walk this path with purpose, may each step serve as a reminder that you are the architect of your own destiny, a chosen one empowered by divine wisdom and destined for greatness, much like a beautiful oak that has weathered several storms and yet stands strong. You have gone beyond the fleeting storms of the past. This chaos is not unplanned. It's a planned tactic to get you back into a game you abandoned years ago. They are testing you to determine whether you will return to the job they previously allocated to you. There is a role for reaction and resistance, but you have looked behind the veil and seen the truth. The scenario they create only works if you want to participate, and this time, you stepped off the stage. If you sense God's presence, click the join button below to be among the first to hear the most important revelations. In the past, you would have reacted to every offense with haste and rage. Those who have lived through catastrophe know just how to push and tug your buttons. The connections that link your emotions. Your silence has perplexed them. They used to depend on your predicted replies. But you've defended yourself with spiritual armor, a priceless shield forged in the fires of insight and perfected by heavenly wisdom. Your heart has found rhythm in the serenity of inner peace. And that peace serves as a light, illuminating the darkness around you. This is not only about being calm. It's about completing a larger purpose. You've become spiritually insulated, displaying the strength of self-control. Your steady demeanor speaks more than any stream of words. People who formerly thrived on your emotional tides and balance are now stripped naked, exposed in the blinding light of your newfound awareness. They can no longer remain rooted in the turmoil of your past. For that, the rage has been replaced with an unshakable peace coming from inside. Consider a well-kept garden in which each flower and shrub flourishes in perfect harmony. Weeds cannot grow here, nor can anarchy thrive. You've used ancient energy to cultivate a garden inside your soul. The soft but powerful winds of your transformation are driving away the tumultuous storms that formerly endangered your inner refuge. They seek to revive recollections from a bygone era. However, your spirit is too strong, too based in truth, to be lured back into a past that no longer serves you. Every attempt by others to reignite the drama of manipulation and misunderstanding is met with a strong silence that resonates with holy force. They whisper doubts, offer challenges, and throw their schemes like shadows, hoping to see you fail. But your response isn't combative. It's one of profound silence. Your stillness is not empty. It is filled with the wisdom of someone who understands that every word and reaction is a choice. And you choose not to relinquish your control. You choose to remain unmovable, an unchanging tower of calm in the middle of external turmoil. It's as if you've been granted a sacred encounter with destiny, one that redefines what it is to be really free. Your present actions are not about protecting a fragile ego or retaining an outdated identity. They are about embodying a deeper truth, one that comes from realizing that your true strength lies not in how loudly you can shout, but in how quietly you can let your inner light shine. In this new chapter, you've decided that your energy is too important to be wasted on little dramas that used to consume you. So, as others around you try to retake control of the narrative, you continue your chosen path with unwavering conviction. They are left clinging to the relics of a world that has passed, a cosmos in which old energies dissipate into the light of spiritual rejuvenation. Their once effective techniques have disintegrated in the face of the unwavering force of your collective existence. You altered the rules throughout this sacred transition. You are no longer the one who reacts to every insult or challenge. Instead, you have opted to create a haven of peace that is impenetrable to interruptions from people who would want to reintroduce you into previous roles. Your journey is distinguished by exceptional understanding. The true power comes from inside, from the calm assurance that comes from a deep, unshakable connection with the divine. And that, my friend, is a transformation you cannot undo. Consider a lighthouse perched solidly on a rocky ledge. Its steady beam cuts through the darkness, leading lost ships safely to shore. You are the lighthouse, a brilliant beacon of spiritual insight and divine purpose in a world in need of guidance. Every breath you take reaffirms that your destiny is not to be pushed about like a chess piece in someone else's game, but to stand steadfast. Set a solid example and radiate calmness. You embody spiritual discernment like a well-tuned instrument, creating timeless melody that calms and inspires. Your silence speaks volumes beyond words, saying that you have chosen the path of inner peace above the noise of external disarray. In that quiet, there is a revolution, a massive shift that changes the trajectory of your life and the lives of others around you. Your stillness is not a sign of weakness. It is a powerful language of conviction, a kind of peaceful resistance that challenges the status quo and advocates for a new way of life. Each moment of peace you feel is a testament to a heritage based on unwavering commitment and heavenly harmony. You lead with humility and grace, proving to others that actual strength comes from a peaceful dedication to living according to higher principles. Like an old tree with deep roots that can resist even the worst storm. Despite the spinning instability of life, your inner serenity keeps you anchored. Your example inspires others to seek the light of knowledge and build their own inner sanctuary where the soul may grow free from exploitation. You are not only surviving the chaos of the world, you are transforming it from inside. With each tranquil heartbeat, you remind us that choosing quiet over noise transforms us into beacons of hope, guides for the tired, and a testament to the force of real life. Your journey is a valuable route of advancement, a living legacy that inspires others to follow. Every moment, you shine as a chosen one, radiating serenity, clarity, and divine truth for everyone to see. Your development has started to close formerly wide open doors, and some others can feel it, not only intellectually, but energetically. They are afraid because they believe their access to you is being taken away. It isn't only about losing a relationship, it's about losing control. Karmic cycles are drawing to an end, bringing with them misery. They stir the pot not out of confusion, but to calculate. The dysfunction is deliberate. Some individuals create issues that don't really exist. I'm expecting you'll rush in and play the role they've always given you. Others are calling your name in rooms they shouldn't be in, seeking to dull your light. They are more interested in your energy, validation, and emotional currency than in your actual presence. They are concerned when their electricity source is taken off. This isn't love. It's a spiritual entitlement disguised as caring. They cannot physically touch you, so they concentrate on your name. They gossip. They create projections. They create stories. But none of this counts since, spiritually, you are sealed, insulated, and isolated. There are people you over-explain yourself to in order to exhaust yourself, while simultaneously seeking to treat, repair, or demonstrate your worth. Now, those same people feel the weight of your silence, which speaks louder than any explanation you could provide. The pot is being stirred because it is the only movement they recognize. They are afraid of being still. It forces self-reflection, something they had avoided for years. It's time to distribute God's blessings by clicking the super thank you button on YouTube. With a $10 donation or more, you can help him carry out his plan and be a part of this sacred endeavor. Every gift represents God's goodness, and I believe it will help you much beyond your expectations. Remember that his protection and blessing are there in every step and contribution. You become part of his divine plan. You are a tremendous, bright being, as solid as the big rock that saw God's miracles. Feel the benefits of your compassion in your soul, and light up the world with confidence and courage. Be blessed, and let the light of the Lord guide you. Some of the most outspoken outrage comes from people who are most touched by your success. They understand that you are special. They recognize they cannot reach you in the same way. However, rather of collaborating with you, they have chosen to sabotage what they cannot control. Let them whisper. Allow them to misrepresent the story. Let them stir the soup. What they don't realize is that you are the flame they're trying to ignite. And this time, they won't be fireproof. You know, the game is rigged. You are aware that the walls are closing in as you continue to connect with divine destiny. Everything begins to fall into place. When you live according to spiritual principles, the noise simply gets louder. People get uncomfortable not because you are doing anything wrong, but because you are no longer as accessible as they once believed. They call it arrogance. You call it clarity. They see separation as your celestial protection. You are not required to seek confirmation or react to every attempt to derail you. You learn that some people do not want to understand. They seek control. You are no longer letting them have it. You do not have to explain your progress. It speaks for itself. What they don't realize is that your silence is a declaration of power, implying that you are no longer susceptible to manipulation. You have claimed your sovereignty, and your calm is unwavering. If you sense God's presence, click the join button below to be among the first to hear the most important revelations. The boundaries you have created are sacred. You do not have to defend them. They speak for themselves. You've learned how to protect your energy. And that protection is not just emotional, it is spiritual. You are no longer susceptible to distractions, confusion, or trickery. Your clarity is your strength. It rattles those who can't keep up. They may never understand, but that doesn't matter. You're not here to prove anything. You're here to live according to divine will, to move with purpose, and to walk the holy road that has been laid out for you. Let them stir the soup. Let them whisper. Your evolution speaks louder than any sound they could make.